Welcome to another episode of Let's Get Crystal Clear. Now, last week we talked with Reva from Ready to Love. The interview went viral. You guys actually are still talking about that. It's still going on. So we had to continue the Ready to Love conversation. As we go into 2020, we're now in 2020. We're talking about dating, love, and I had to have someone from the other love triangle on Ready to Love that caused all the talk. Black Twitter going back and forth. Brent is here. Welcome, Brent.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm happy to have you because you were a fan favorite, especially with the ladies.
Oh, yeah?
Especially with the ladies, yeah. Yeah. A lot of women were feeling, I think I was the Silver Daddy. The Silver Daddy was a favorite.
That's a new one. I heard a
You've
few
never been
different
called
ones,
that Daddy? Nothing like that?
Silver Daddy is a new one.
It's the gray, though.
I know, I get it, but
Yeah.
it's just like,
New.
Mr. Salt and Pepper.
Okay.
Or,
Is that dyed or is that just how your hair grows?
That's how my hair grows.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Believe it or not, I used to dye my hair black because I wasn't ready for the salt and pepper.
When did that start?
When I was probably like middle school, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were early because it's
Early,
all the way through. It's actually beautiful. It looks
Thank you.
highlighted perfectly, ladies. Like it is perfectly highlighted. And then this is black.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right, we got that out of the way.
It's gonna catch up, I guess, eventually.
Yeah. Well,
it's patchy right now, so
No, but it looks nice.
Thank
It
you.
looks nice. Now, is that definitely like your calling card? That's your unique thing, right?
Yeah. People notice me. It's funny, I could wear a hat. I like to wear hats. I wear hats a lot. And then, I can walk somewhere and, okay.
Yeah.
I can go in without my hat.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, I know you. I've seen you somewhere before.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah.
that. So it's
Very distinctive
Yeah.
because it's perfectly, like, I'm not going to lie, like, it's perfectly highlighted.
highlighted.
Because a lot of people's gray hair doesn't grow like, it's like curly. It looks, it's nice.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you. I
nice, Brent.
appreciate that. Yeah. I'm glad that, that the women are feeling it.
The
so.
women are women are feeling it. Now, I asked you when you got here because I heard so many women needing me to relay to you that you were a favorite. They didn't feel like you needed to be, you needed to be everybody's first pick. That's what I was told.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
why were you single at the time of Ready to Love? What would make someone that has such distinctive characteristics need to be on a dating show? We cannot believe it's you. First of all, now tell us the truth, Brent. Were you really single?
Absolutely. I was definitely single. And it really came at a time where it was kind of like, okay, I might have kind of got out of a situation, was talking to somebody, and then there's that free space, where you're kind of
the interim period.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of just doing some self-care and taking care of yourself, or hanging out, having a good time, whatever. And then Ready to Love came.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, well, it must be meant to be.
Right. Right. Now, Ready to Love came.
Yes.
And we were introduced to the entire cast. Now, it seemed from the time that we saw you, we did see you interact with a few other ladies.
Yeah.
But it seemed like you initially were interested and focused on Alexis. Is that true?
Yes. Early on, I would say, I took an interest in her, and but you didn't really get to see how it kind of played out. Cause,
what was it about Alexis that made, because it wasn't just, it was like a lot of the cast were attracted to, it seemed like Alexis and Devine. What do you think it was about the two of them that made everybody just run to them initially?
I would probably say, a man is attracted to a confident, and sexy woman. So it's like, when you mix the sex appeal along with the confidence, most men are gonna gravitate to that. You know what I'm saying? So not to say that no one else was confident and sexy, but I'm just saying, like, it's, I don't know. It's something that, when you, and for me, I'll just speak for myself.
Okay.
In having conversations, how a woman is engaged and how she interacts, how she, you can read body language and eye contact and things like that. And for me, I just think that it was a little different with, Devine and Alexis, which are, kind of like my top two versus any of the other women.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask you, this is going to sound really bad. I'm sorry, but I have to ask you, because we are in a culture that kind of separates women oftentimes due to colorism, right? So I'm just going to ask you,
Okay.
Is that because I talked to several women as we were watching the show, and it was like men really focus on in the African American culture,
Right.
light skin is right, because there were a lot of beautiful women.
Absolutely.
But for all the men to go to these women initially, do you think that colorism or preference is an issue there?
Again, I'm gonna speak for myself.
Speak
I
for
can't speak for the
yourself,
other brothers. Me personally, I don't have a type.
Okay.
So I've dated light skin, dark skin, short, tall. You know,
You're open to whatever.
I'm open. It's honestly about that connection that I have with that person.
Okay.
Of course, I want to be attracted to the person.
Right.
But I don't say, okay, I'm only dating light skin. I don't
Right.
do, or I don't, you have guys that do that, but that's not me.
I appreciate you admitting that we do
Yeah.
have guys do that.
Yeah.
But let me ask you also this: when you're looking at you being, I don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming that you're mature, you're grown.
Yes.
You look grown.
Absolutely. Growing out here.
Grown out here. So how much of a percentage does looks play in? Because that's what you're like, you just automatically see a pretty face and that's like, okay, I want that.
Right.
But what about character and reciprocation and,
Yes.
and tech, all those other things? How much does that play into what you actually are looking for?
Oh, I think honestly, when you break it all down, those are probably more important than the looks. Again, the looks is what attracts you, what brings you in.
Okay.
But it's the intellect, it's the vibe, the conversation that you guys, the interaction is what keeps you there.
Okay.
So there's a lot of beautiful women out here in this world.
Right.
A lot, plenty of them. But is that beautiful woman going to be able to hold your attention?
Right.
Is she going to be able to support you? Help encourage you, uplift you? All of the things that men look for in women.
Okay.
Is she going to be, superficial, or is she going to really, really care about the inner workings of you? So you have to really take all of that into account when you're looking for a mate.
Now, do you feel like, because I got a bunch of stuff to ask you,
Come on,
but do you feel like Alexis did those things, and that's why you were very interested in making her your primary focus?
Yes. Well, I could say, early on, my phone conversations lasted longer with Alexis than anybody else.
Okay.
And we didn't talk that often because she was busy entertaining the guys she was entertaining. I was entertaining,
Right.
Still on the journey trying to figure it out. But when we did talk,
Okay.
there were really, really long and deep conversations. I'm more, I guess, of a sapiosexual, if that's what you call it.
Okay.
I love a woman that can captivate my mind and really, just keep me engaged. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
right.
and that's how you keep me on the phone, and then from there is where you start building those connections.
Okay.
Outside of that.
Was there anybody else that, because we didn't see a lot. We
Right.
realized the show was edited, so we didn't see a lot. Was there anyone else that had a chance at any point in the journey with you?
There was a lot that had a chance. I mean,
Okay.
even, I'll be honest, as I get a lot of flack from Aisha, what happened with Aisha, and, shout out to her and Mike, she found love and they're, going to do great.
Yeah.
But, Aisha did not totally turn me off to the point to where I wasn't still thinking about or willing to give it a chance. It's just that it's a quick couple of weeks. You got to make decisions, and you're not the only person that's voting. There's other people that are voting as well.
Right.
And so, you have to really. It's hard to do that when you're trying to really make a real, genuine connection. But it is what it is. It's what you signed up for. So
Right.
when it comes down to it,
was that scene correct though? We saw her explain about her situation, and you were just kind of turned off immediately from that, or was there more to it than that?
which conversation?
With Aisha.
At the pool, or
Kind of explain in case you haven't seen, because
Okay.
again, I know
Yeah.
most people have watched. Kind of run through exactly what the conversation was,
Okay.
and then tell us
Yeah.
what you were thinking, because the edit makes it look like I'm out.
No, it definitely was not. It wasn't even like that, because we had, I think we had another date, or like a group date
Okay.
after that.
Okay.
But the situation was that she was complaining that I wasn't calling her enough. And so at the pool, it was like, okay, now I finally got you here. I got some, I want your attention, undivided attention. What's going on? You ain't calling me enough. Like,
Yeah.
all of that. And
She was letting you know.
Yeah, and I respect that. I respect that. From my point of view, it's like, okay, I'm trying to get to know this one,
Yeah.
this one, this one, this one. I had I think I had some of the most connections. Like I went on the most dates with, and so I was really trying to figure it out. You know, being pulled in these different directions and trying to give time to this person, and this person, and still do my daily job and things that I want to do. So you don't really get to see that, you know, again. But for me, like I said, for myself, that's what was going on.
Okay.
And then before you know it, it's like, okay, she's gone.
She's gone.
Yeah.
Do you like aggressive women? Because that was some of the comments at the men. It was just too aggressive. Do you like personally women that let you know what they want and come after what they see?
I don't have an issue with a woman letting me know what they want.
Okay.
You know, and again, it's like when it comes to that word aggression, I like to look at it more so: are you still being feminine?
Okay.
Or are you taking on some of these masculine characteristics?
Okay.
But if you're still being feminine with it, it's great. It's an awesome thing.
Was that an example of it being a little bit over the top?
At the pool, I would say yes. I think the timing of it, I think everything that was going on,
Right.
it was just you know, bad timing, and then
That's fair.
You know, but again, it wasn't the nail in the coffin.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's just, again, you know, women have to be cognizant of, okay, am I still gonna let this man be a man, or am I am I doing too much stepping on his toes to where I can't even, I've thrown out, you know,
the bait.
The bait. Okay, if he's gonna take it, but give him an opportunity to take it.
To get up and take it.
You know, don't try to rush the process. Don't try to rush him. Don't try to, you know,
Force
what's
it.
going on? Well,
Right.
you know, I got
It's how to bully you.
Yeah, don't bully me into the, you know, it's let me do me.
Let you do you.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me do me.
Now, all that out the way, because that's not really what anybody cared about, right? People really only cared about the triangle between you, Alexis, and London.
Right.
Now, before I start asking you some questions,
Okay.
do you have anything to say? Because you know, Black Twitter was very vocal about how that entire ending played out,
Yes.
right? From the cabin to the finale.
Yeah.
So, I think watching it as a viewer, and a lot of people felt like it was very obvious that you were not Alexis's choice,
Okay.
and that her interest and her energy was focused on London, so much so that she was upset about it, you know, and you were kind of comforting her through it. And it's all these women like, he is too fine to be somebody, you know, comforting somebody that really wants somebody else. What do you have to say to all of that? Because that was a very popular thought process.
Well, first off, I am an alpha male. And so for an alpha male, you know, we're not going to settle to be somebody's second choice or runner up or fallback plan or whatever you want to call it. So that definitely wasn't the case with me and Alexis. Again, I don't think people actually got to see a lot of what was going on more so off the camera versus what was going on the camera. And then you have to think about it, you know, people get emotional and let their emotions overtake themselves sometimes. And, you know, whether she really still had those intense emotions for London, or it was just, you know, the fact that she just got caught up in the story. I mean, that's for her to answer. But again, all I know is what you tell me, what I see.
Okay.
And so again, off the camera, when those situations were not, you know, going on, it wasn't anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, so at the cabin, when she had the issue with, she and London and Devine were all kind of going back and forth.
Yeah.
And we see you tell her, do you want to get out of here?
Yeah.
Right? She was obviously upset and trying to prove to Devine that London didn't, you know, was still into her as well.
Right.
What's going on in your mind at that moment? Because that, you know, especially for an alpha male, that's got to be an uncomfortable situation, right?
Yeah. Well, again, I think I said something to the effect of, you know, I really didn't want to hear all of that because London was there trying to explain himself and talk himself out of the situation. And so I'm looking at her and I could see the look on her face. It's really, you know, kind of reading her body language. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be here anyway. So what's up? You want to get out of here?
Right.
And, you know, really just trying to show her at that time that, you know, hey,
I got you.
I got you. I'm looking out for you. I got your back. You know, let's get on out of here and remove ourselves from the situation. You know.
When London approached you,
Uh-huh.
I thought it was a little disrespectful.
Okay. Oh,
But
okay. I've heard both sides.
Yeah, well, I feel like he
Yeah.
when you said I'm still talking, I
Right.
feel like, and he kept going, then it to me, it felt like, okay, he's not really being respectful of the fact that the two of them are talking.
Right.
What was your thoughts at that time? Is this a show? Is it because that happened in the street? Somebody's gonna get hit. You just walk up on somebody in the street.
Yeah.
But you guys are on the show. It is a dating competition show almost.
Right.
So what's going on in your head when another dude walks up and is like, let me just.
Well, again, so when I saw the playback,
Yeah.
I heard that she said yes. Mm-hmm. And I didn't hear that the first time.
Okay.
So I probably would have had a different reaction
Gotcha.
had I heard her say yes.
I'm
So
glad
let me
you
say
said
that first.
Okay.
But let's say a regular situation, and a guy just walks up, then yeah, you're gonna stay in your ground,
Right.
You know.
But if she said yes, if you had heard
Yes.
that, and I wanted to ask you this after everything that you saw,
Right.
would you have felt differently about your connection with her if you had seen, because I know you didn't get a chance to see, later we saw her and Devine going back and forth, with the ladies about London again, and then I guess there was a situation where she came to see you after
Yeah.
she had just kissed him.
Yeah.
Seeing all that play back and her explain it, would you have felt differently about you guys' connection?
Possibly. Again, it's. I think, I guess, you want the person that you're going after or that you're supposedly with to represent you in a good light, no matter where you are, who's there.
Right.
And so, for me at that time, especially if I go back to the cabin, we both were trying to figure out who was it going to be. I still had Devine, and so I was trying to decide who was I going to choose between Devine and Alexis. And so, if I would have heard her say yes, that she really wanted to talk to London at that time, or
Yeah.
I guess explain herself about what happened at the bonfire, then I would excuse myself,
Right.
and maybe wouldn't circle back with Devine or went somewhere. I
Somebody
don't know.
else.
It just really depends on how I was feeling at that moment. But
Right.
I definitely would have said to her, okay, well, yeah, you handle that. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here.
Right.
Okay.
What about when the situation where her and London both don't agree on is there a kiss or there wasn't a kiss?
Right.
Do you think there was a kiss?
I could only go by what she says.
Yeah.
She says there was a kiss, so
Yeah.
I have to believe it was a kiss. I mean, at the end of the day, I just honestly think it's like, who denies a kiss?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, just say you did it. If you really didn't do it, okay, fine. But
Right.
I didn't really see the big
Deal about it.
deal about a kiss. It was just a
Right.
kiss.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know. It kind of wore me out just even hearing
Yeah.
over
Go
and
back
over again,
forth.
going back about it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So if you're just tuning in, we're about to ask Brent the question that really matters. Let's get crystal clear now. Brent, because at the reunion,
Yeah.
it seemed a little unclear if
Okay.
you and Alexis are still a couple. Actually, at the finale, it seemed a little unclear. You were a little late. So you were a little late.
That
So I
wasn't
thought
my fault. It's Atlanta traffic.
maybe he's having second thoughts. So, but at the reunion when you guys
Yeah.
talked, it seemed a little unclear if you guys have moved into being a couple by now. So where are you and Alexis?
So, I'll just say this. We really were not in a great place at the reunion. I think we had been having some arguments or whatever up that led up to that. And so going into it, my thing is this: I don't think it's anybody else's business. What's going on between us, that's between us. Let's keep it between us. So what we'll do is I'm gonna hold you down, you're gonna hold me down, and we're gonna hold each other down.
Right.
And we're gonna get through this
Yeah.
reunion.
It kind of looked
and-
like that.
Yeah, and try to figure out, what's going on.
Right.
And if we're asked, we're gonna say we're dating.
We're dating.
We're
Right.
figuring it out. We had to kind of start over, but we're dating, and that's it.
Okay.
I don't know where the part where she said, "Well, no, we together."
Yeah.
You know, it kind of threw me off.
We saw that you were thrown off, right?
Yeah, it kind of was like, wait a minute, ain't what we talked about.
Right.
And so that's what happened there.
Do you think that she said that because of what was going on with Devine and Alexis?
It's possible.
I mean, Devine and London?
Yeah, again, I think maybe, you know, sometimes your emotions run high, and you just kind of, in the heat of it all, you just kind of, you going back and forth, and you just say whatever. I don't know.
You're a good guy. You're still holding her down, which is, I can respect that.
Yeah.
I got one more question to ask you about that, though.
Okay.
Because you saw that you watched it back the way the rest of us did. You saw the interaction between Alexis and Devine where she was like, you would have got dragged. And were you surprised to see that side of her kind of come out with?
Yeah, it was definitely surprising. I'll be honest, I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. But again, you know, I understand what was going on at the time. So it's almost like you have to kind of try to step out of yourself and understand what was at stake.
Right.
You know, I mean, like you said, this is a competition.
Right.
And so you're kind of fighting for your position. You're fighting for, you know, to let people know that, hey, I want to be here.
To win.
I'm
People
ready
are
to
trying to,
love. Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
I'm trying to win.
I'm
More
trying to
so
win.
than love, it seems.
Well,
anybody
you know,
that you wish that you had have maybe taken a little bit more time with on the show?
Oh, I can't say that.
You can say that, Brent. You said you were going to tell us the scoop. What? Come on,
man.
anybody that you did. That's not saying that you want to be with them. Just anybody that you wish that you would have gave some of the time that you gave Alexis, and she was spending so much time thinking about London.
I just feel like, you know, honestly, I just feel like if it was different circumstances, you know, there were, you know, all of the women were great. You know, and I might have had a different connection, you know, with any one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Who do you think that if you could do it over again, you would have went on one more date with? Just one more date.
I think I would have went another date with Devine.
With Devine.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. We didn't. I think we only had that one date, and then there was a couple like.
We didn't get a chance to see you guys.
I know.
Really.
I know. And looking back and seeing the interaction and things, like, okay, I didn't. You don't know how you look until you see it yourself, and you're like, okay, we really were vibing.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Now, you told me before we actually start taping that you and, well, first of all, you and Darren obviously were the guys that spent a lot of time in the gym. We saw and we appreciate that as ladies watching it. So you guys have a project that you're working on together?
Yes, it's called CFT. And
what's that stand for?
Celebrity Fit Tour.
Okay.
And the goal is to, of course, bring anybody, you know, that's into fitness or wants to, you know, live healthier, look better, bring them together to one area and to our platform and have online instructions, have nutritional guides, as well as come to different cities to host events,
to work
out, and to get to meet us, get to work out with us. Just a whole fun, you know, fun atmosphere, fun experience we wanted to do, and that's what we're planning on doing.
Okay. Is there like a website or someplace people can find that?
It's in the works.
Okay.
You know,
people can check out your Instagram, and you guys will post that.
We'll post. You know, once everything is launched and ready to go, we'll post that and let everybody aware of where they can go find us. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Are you still single?
I am currently single.
Are you dating somebody, Brent?
No, I'm not dating anymore.
You're not dating anybody at all?
No.
I don't believe that.
No.
It's got to be somebody somewhere.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. Like the show took a lot. It took a lot out of me, man. And you know, it's like, okay, it's time to kind of, you know, cause you know, I was getting hit up a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and seeing all the comments, seeing people's reactions, people's opinions.
DMs popping off.
You know, whether and not even just like what you think, like somebody sliding to the DM, but just saying, hey, this is my opinion about you, about Alexis, about the whole situation.
Right.
And so it gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
So it's like right now, it's like, okay,
let's take a break.
Let's take a break. Let's decompose. You know, let's focus on, you know, what's next. And then if she's out there, I'll find her.
I'm sure she's out there.
Yeah.
What did you learn from being on Ready to Love about your relationships with women and what you will take into dating the next one? What did you learn from the show?
I think for me, it's and I think we kind of touched on this earlier, is just more so being more patient, because, you know, patience is what shows you everything that you need to know. And especially if, you know, this could be a great person, great woman, and she has some things that she's trying to work through.
As you have things,
as vice versa. And so we're going to have to, you know, exert some patience on both sides to really try to see if this is something that really is worth pursuing.
Yeah.
And see where it can take us. So I think that's what I learned a lot from just watching the show and being on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it difficult watching yourself sometimes?
It's weird. I can definitely say that. You know, it's like because I'm hard on myself, so I criticize. I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Or why, you know, so I'm kind of looking at it from that standpoint, just kind of being critical of you know, of how I look. But it was a great experience overall.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we wish you much success.
Thank
you
you
for
so
coming
much.
out and being honest.
Yes.
Appreciate you coming out and being
Yes.
honest about that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sure you guys have lots of stuff to say about this interview, about what Brent has just shared with us. First of all, we had no idea that Brent and Devine were connecting as well. That was like a whole foursome we didn't know about. You guys can leave your comments below. Also, you can hit up Brent. Give us your social media.
It's at Brent Nahshon, Nahshon. That is my IG. I have a clothing line that's coming out as well. It's called Ram Clothier. And so that'll be launching really soon. So y'all go out and support that. And you know, just thank you for all of much love and support. I see your comments. You know, I see all the messages. So you know, I really appreciate it. So thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Leave your comments below. This has been Christal Jordan with Let's Get Crystal Clear, and we will see you guys next time.